All right, good morning everyone. Today we're at the pier. We're trying to do a couple of things. I really want to catch some sardines, but I'm also here trying to catch some bait for when I take the kayak out later this week. I haven't trolled bait before on the kayak, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And to top it all off, I'm also at the pier because I really can't do surf fishing because my elbow is killing me. I have like angler's elbow, apparently that's what they call it online, and it's basically making it impossible for me to surf fish at this moment. So I'm gonna rest it for a couple of weeks. Hopefully we can get on some fish today.
Just using a 6-hook sabiki rig here, pretty simple. Jigging it up and down. And it seems to do the trick when there's fish around. This looks like multiple. I got 3. Very nice. There we go, we got 3 right here. Looks like we got something here. All right, we got another sardine. Sardines are on the menu tonight. Let's see if we can catch a lot more. Using them for bait as well as eating. They're obviously, sardines are great eating fish. Wow, they are just chasing them one after the other. This is great. It's a nice size one actually. Oh, that's a jack smelt, which is good bait and actually good eating. You know, you can eat these and they're actually quite tasty. I did a video about that earlier and I ate a really big jack smelt and it tasted delicious. So on again. Looks like we got a couple. Another jack smelt and another sardine. Here we got 2 of them on. There we go, 2 more sardines. Very nice. All right, got a couple here. 2 sardines. You know, when the pier fishing is on like this, it could be pretty fun. I mean, it's not as thrilling as catching a real big fish, obviously, but when you're catching quantities like this, it's a lot of fun still. Hopefully the fish stay around and we can catch a lot more of them.
So overall, I had a really fun day at the pier. Haven't had a lot of success here actually in the last 4 or 5 trips I've come out here with my sons because pier fishing is really easy and it's a lot of fun for them when they're catching fish. But we just haven't had a lot of luck. The only thing that could have made this day better was if they were here to join me, but they're in school right now. So got a lot of sardines, some jack smelts, able to fill up on a lot of bait that we're going to be using on the kayak soon, as well as have some tasty snacks with the sardines. So it started off really, really hot. It kind of slowed down. When I started, actually, there was nobody on this side of the pier. Everybody was on the other side. And then I started catching fish, and then everybody joined on my side, and it was a little frustrating because they were getting a little too close. I mean, we got a big pier here, and everybody's trying to get on top of each other when they see somebody's catching fish. So that's a little annoying, but you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, here's what we got from the pier today. Kind of a mix of everything, mainly sardines, a few jack smelt, and some lizard fish, which I've never caught before. Apparently they're being caught around SoCal piers this year, a lot more than they have in the past. But today we're only going to be preparing the sardines, and I'll freeze the rest for bait. So I've been wanting to prepare some sardines kind of in a Spanish style for a long time. I looked online and I found this technique where you can actually debone the fish by pulling it from the meat, and I thought that was pretty cool, so I wanted to give it a try. So the first thing you want to do is take the scales off the sardines. Sardines are pretty fragile and it's easy to rip the skin, so we're not going to use a knife or scrape off the scales like we would a bigger fish. All you have to do is hold it underwater and just gently rub the scales off. Then we're going to cut around the neck of the fish, not all the way through though, just till we hit the spine, and then we're going to cut off the tail. Now I'm going to gut the fish. So now we're supposed to kind of squeeze the body of the sardine. This is supposed to loosen the meat from the bones. And after that, you basically gently tug the head off while holding the body. That should, in theory, remove the bones. Okay, that didn't quite work out as expected. The bones came out, but didn't come out very cleanly, as you can see here. All right, I'm gonna give it another try here. All Alright, I tried doing it again and again, but I can't seem to do it. They make it look so easy in those videos. Anyways, super epic fail on my part. We're gonna move to plan B. Alright, so I'm gonna basically scale it, gut it, and cut the tail and head off and cook it like that. When it's all cooked and time to prepare it, I'll split the fillets in half and take out the bones at that time. Okay, we're done with the fish. Kind of massacred some of them, but they're still edible. I'm just gonna set that aside. So we're gonna prepare the fish by slowly braising it in olive oil at a really low heat for a couple of hours. We're gonna add some things to that olive oil in order to kind of amp up the flavor. So first, let's chop up a couple of garlic cloves. And next, we're gonna slice up some onions and some red bell pepper. Now I'm gonna get some tomato paste and just thin it out with a little bit of olive oil. All right, I'm gonna salt our sardines here. Now it's time to layer everything together. I'm gonna put it all in this small pot/pan. All right, we're gonna cook this at a real low setting for about 2 hours. That should make everything really tender and fall apart. It should be really good. All right, let's take a look how it's going. Oh man, that looks really good. Smells really good too. Now it's time to split the sardines in half and then pull out the bones, which is pretty easy once it's cooked. All right, we're gonna be serving our sardines over some really crunchy bread. I got some sourdough bread here, and we're just gonna butter it on one side, and then we're gonna place that in a really hot pan until it gets nice and golden brown. Actually, a little bit black for a nice charred flavor. That's looking good right there. I'm just gonna turn it over, get the other side a little crispy as well. All right, we're done. So next thing to do is just to plate everything up. Trust me, this is better than any canned sardines you could buy at the store. When you make it yourself like this, it's so good. Wow. I love the bell pepper and the onions that have been kind of just braising till they're so soft in that olive oil with the smoked paprika and all of that stuff, the garlic. Oh man. So I was almost going to scrap this video entirely because I failed so miserably at trying to pull the bones from the meat. Anyways, I'm glad that I didn't scrap the video. In the end, it still came out, pretty good. It's funny when you talk about eating small fish like this with other fishermen and you see posts on Facebook where somebody posts about catching and cooking small fish like this, there's always a contingent of fishermen who are out there who are like, bro, that's bait. I don't eat bait, bro. I use it to catch real fish. And actually, when I was on the pier, somebody came up to me and asked me, if I was going to use this to catch something bigger, because he didn't understand why I was on the pier catching these bait fish. Of course, he mentioned that he had this great boat and he catches yellowtail and tuna with bait fish like this. And that's great for him, but I don't understand the need to make people feel like they're doing something that's less than or inferior to what they do when they take out their boat or whatever. And last but not least, small fish like this can be tasty. I mean, I love a big fillet of salmon or halibut just as much as the next guy, probably more than the next guy, but it doesn't mean that I eat that exclusively. Small fish like this are served in Asian cuisine, Spanish cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine, and it's delicious. All right, that's enough of my ranting. Thank you for watching. Make sure to watch the next episode. We'll probably be frying up some minnows or something like that. I'm just kidding. Anyways, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that now. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. So if you like this episode, you'll really like this episode where I catch and cook a fish that many fishermen regard as only being good for bait.